a lot to talk about. I'll be in town on the 28th of February. Can you clear your calendar?
Absolutely, Dr. King. Good Lord, do I have some questions for you, sir. Hi, it's Tavis.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother. This is Minister Malcolm. Now, I heard that you and Martin are getting together for a public dialogue on February 28th. You see, now I already know the date. Now, I know y'all not trying to keep me out of that conversation, are you?
No, sir. No, sir.
What happened to George Floyd shouldn't happen, not even to a dog. How long must the Negro continue to endure this foolishness at the hands of law enforcement? People can take but so much before they reach a breaking point.
What do you mean, Black Lives Matter? Black lives haven't mattered in this country since Negroes stopped working for free at the end of slavery. You ought to be talking about Black Guns Matter and start your own NRA. Call it the Negro Revolutionary Amalgamation.
Don't miss this compelling historic radio event, The Return. When Tavis Smiley converses with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Tuesday, February 28th, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not too serious. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tavis Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis, go sis, go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show right here is called First Things First. My first thing today and every day, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. Let's do this. TGIF. Hour one. You know what we do. We do local. My partner in politics today, labor organizer, activist Sherri Bell. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, Sherri, you're now you are officially a regular contributor to
That's
KBLA.
what it seemed like. Thank you, Dominique.
Yes. Yeah, I love when you come in. You always have good stuff to say, important perspectives, and also you be in them streets. So it's not like it's just like a theory. It's always based on some real experience.
Yeah, thank you. I try to, keep my ear to the streets and put in the work when I can, and I definitely appreciate you having me on to converse about what's going on surrounding us.
Yes, indeed. I also love you're a born and raised in LA person, which there aren't I know they are there, but you don't meet as many of them in the entertainment industry and the business goings on.
Oh my gosh, yes, I've been all over LA, and the weird thing about it is my mother and my grandparents were also born here.
Okay, so you're a second or third generation,
something like that. Yeah, but yeah, LA, all over, South LA, the Valley, the West LA, all over this place.
Wow. Well, and you know what I find, that the people that I meet that are from LA tend to be just much more sort of real and down to earth.
You want to know something? I feel the people that I meet from the Bay Area, like you, got like something in the water, like some activist juice.
That we do. Well, that we do. I mean, the Bay Area has an activist tradition for sure. And but but people do be extra sometimes. Here in LA, you have so many people that come from other places because everybody's trying to. A lot of people are coming here to try to make it in show business or something like that. So, yeah, it's just it's nice to have a real live Angelino.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. I won't say endangered species because not at all. You just don't always hear y'all on the radio per se or the television. So lots going on, obviously, as always. And I'm part of this big, not just me, but KBLA, part of this big healing space that's taking place on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Noon to 4 at Magic Johnson Park. I guess we're supposed to call it Irvin Magic Johnson Park. And and it's going to be free. So,
Nice.
I just hope everyone will come. So we'll meet a couple people, quite a few people, but a couple while you're still here that are partnering in this thing because there's all kinds of interesting and unusual things. It's a healing space. It's talking about creativity and healing as acts of resistance.
Wow, that sounds very refreshing. I'm definitely gonna make it. And then they just redid the park, so I know it's like renovated and beautiful.
Oh my goodness! I had been there before. This is, of course, the new Department of Justice Care and Opportunity that's putting this on,
Nice.
along with Supervisor Holly Mitchell. So I had been to the park, that park, for a couple of events that Supervisor Holly Mitchell did, but I really hadn't walked around it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's got a whole lake and all these different lawns and stuff.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have yoga,
Wow.
a drum circle all day, 4 or 5 different DJs playing in another part of the park so you could just dance.
Wow.
There's a band in the front. There's going to be all kinds of things. Just free, like if you need shots for your dog or cat, or
Wow.
you want a microchip, that's free. You could come and get it. They have a pet clinic there, pet adoption. Oh, I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff. It's going to be amazing. The first 1,000 people get lunch for free.
Wow.
And then they're giving away boxes of groceries.
Nice.
This is Justice Care and Opportunities Department sort of introducing themselves to LA because
Wow.
it's new. And to me, this department really comes out of a lot of the activism that people like you have done to push the Care First model, which has been widely accepted by the public, I think, in Los Angeles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely advocated and championed. Was it Measure J? Was that right? A lot, and the voters spoke regarding diverting funds, from enforcement of law enforcement and doing things that that community could be doing. And so I don't know if this particular project is out of those funds. However, it sounds like a lot of the things that we go through in our day-to-day in society, whether it's the presence of law enforcement in our community that stresses us out, or just like the economic conditions that we have to challenge in our day-to-day, it sounds like this event is good for those reasons, and also because it came out a bottom-up strategy. So
yeah, and I definitely think the push for Measure J, Measure R, what we the voters said is that we want alternatives to incarceration, a less carceral approach. How do we actually heal people? How do we give people a way forward? That's the other thing I forgot, and I don't know how I could forget it. There's a whole expungement clinic on the site. So the public defenders are going to be there, the alternate public defender's office, and you can just show up. They have their computers, they have everything, and they will help you get your record cleaned up so you could get that apartment, get that job, get that, chance that you need.
Oh, wow, that is definitely a great benefit, and definitely could be a sigh of relief to a lot of people who have that looming over their head. So I'm definitely going to be spreading the word and sharing this flyer on my social media. And I hope, the people who listening go to your page and share it to their networks.
Or go to yours.
Go to mine.
Sherri De La Ghetto.
Right.
You need some underscores in there, I think.
Yeah, no, they make you put the underscores. I tried to type it in. It was weird. I don't know how to get around it.
But if you type in, you'll find her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can call anytime. Hour 2, of course, we have a lot of guests, folks that are joining us in support of this healing space, which is totally free, and just you can find whatever you're looking for there. And so now would be a great time to call 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580 to my Friday friends and callers. Now would be the perfect time. Hour 3, we're going to be hearing from a bunch of women directors who are being showcased at the Pan-African Film Festival. Women directors are on the move. Black women will be in the house, and I can't wait to hear all the things they have in store for you. So it's a great day around here. It's a fun Friday on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. The Millionaires Roundtable with Lynn Richardson is creating millionaires one family, one day, $1, one dime at a time. KBLA Talk 1580 will be celebrating Black History Month Wealth with Lynn Richardson live on Wednesday, February 22nd at the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon in Leimert Park. Come check out the space. This location has been a bank branch for over 44 years and is now a community center. It provides resources and education to help the community with money goals, home ownership, and entrepreneurship. You and a guest can win lunch with Lynn Richardson February 22nd. Go to KBLA1580.com or the KBLA 1580 mobile app today and register. See you there.
It's celebration season at Faithful Central Bible Church as we honor the legacy of our very own champion, Bishop Kenneth C. Ulmer, and 4 decades of pastoral service. On Sunday, February 19th at 9 a.m., join us for morning worship as Bishop Ulmer delivers his last sermon as senior pastor of the Family of Champions. Then, at 5 p.m. at the West Angeles Cathedral, we invite you to a citywide tribute concert featuring some of the biggest names in gospel music: Beverly Crawford, Israel Houghton, Miranda Curtis, Mary, Kathy Taylor, Crystal Rucker, Charles Jenkins, and other surprise guests. That's 5 p.m. at West Angeles Cathedral, February 19th. So let the praise begin, honoring the legacy of a champion, Bishop Kenneth C. Ulmer, and his 4 decades of pastoral service. For more information, visit faithfulcentral.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 is growing at a phenomenal pace, and we need to enlarge our territory. We are seeking smart, creative solution providers to join the KBLA delegation and go higher with us. If you or someone you know is interested in joining our team as a brand manager, go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Tap on employment opportunities and let us hear from you. We're not looking for everybody or just anybody, but you could be that special somebody. Come grow with us. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station,
And your favorite morning show host.
Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, Sherri Bell is with me. And by the way, don't forget to follow KBLA. It's KBLA 1580, wherever you get your social media drama. And also, we're on YouTube, and we're broadcasting right now. So you can see me and Sherri and as I represent the 1010 Wine Bar and the Black Vintners this morning. Let's go to Ronnie calling us from Orange County. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, Dominique and guests and all family. I want to get straight to the point because I'm right near a truck stop. And I have smiles. If I don't sound good, cut me off because I always want to sound fabulous.
Yeah, we want you to sound fabulous.
Outstanding. To the point, I have learned of a program hooked up with the Public Defender's Office, California-wide, called Homeless Court. And it's, again, connected to the Public Defender's Office. I am not able to get enough information off their website. Do either of you have any information that you could expand to our audience and even to myself?
You talking about the care courts? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's literally tagged Homeless Court. It's the actual tag.
Okay, well, I do not.
And the moniker.
No, I do not, but I'll look into it for sure. I'm going to be in the space, in the healing space with a bunch of public defenders trying to help people get stuff off their record on Sunday. So I will ask, and then I'll bring it back to you.
A sticky note for that. I know of it in Orange County. I went down to the Civic Center Drive courthouse, and they have an office. And again, it is Homeless Court, helping with lawful detainer and getting that expunged, or what do you call it when you have your record sealed? Record sealed, that's what you call it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, well, I know that the Public Defender's Office does expungement for unhoused people, and they actually have a unit within the DA's office that goes around and tries to help unhoused people. In fact, one of our candidates for judge who actually made it to judge, Holly Hancock, used to be a part of that unit. And so I know they have like a mobile unit. They go around and they deal with people in crisis or unsheltered people and try to help them get their paperwork straight. I don't know if that's what you're talking about or the public defender's office, but I'll certainly get more information.
It's quite possible. Can I throw a last question, and it's very, very short?
Of course.
Okay, I've done a bunch of research over the last 6 months, and because unlawful detainer is civil, there is not a possibility of having a public defender. But if any law is needed, because I've always said the landlords go in lawyered up, the tenants need to have access to public defender. I can't find why in law that can't be a possibility.
Yeah, but there is a movement now, and I know that LA is part of this movement because that's part of the new funding that we have is for tenants who are going into eviction court to have representation that is provided much like a public defendant system. I know my brother, who is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, has implemented something like that there, where anyone low-income tenant that has to go into court over an eviction will have a lawyer provided. And I know we did a pilot program here in LA, and then it wasn't funded. So I think what the gap there is the funding, and I do believe that's something that Mayor Bass wants to implement, because part of ending houselessness has got to be keeping more and more people from getting out on the streets, right? Because the problem we have right now is we're getting people into housing, but they're going onto the streets at a higher rate. And I think as these eviction protections from the pandemic wear off, it's going to be even more important, what you're saying, Ronnie, for people to have some representation.
Outstanding. This is one of my more happier calls. It's been a long, long time, and I thank you and your guests and the family.
Yes, we appreciate you. Don't be a stranger, Ronnie. It's great to hear from you. It's cold. It's cold around here. I don't like it cold. It's cold to me. You got a little light sweater. Apparently, you don't mind it.
No, it's cold in the house. I was definitely bundled up.
Yeah. Well, because we have two choices right now: bundle up or have a gas bill that is insane.
Oh, MG. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I just think about when ExxonMobil raised the gas price. They had this huge record-breaking profit when they raised the gas price. I don't know if the gas company is going to have that same kind of profit after this, but we got this little credit on our gas. I don't know. I did.
Yeah, I got a little credit too, and it's like, what you guys? I mean, my gas bill, I think it quadrupled. They sent us this note saying it's going to double, and I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. But when I saw the bill, it wasn't double. It was like 4 or 5 times what my bill usually is.
Wow.
That's insane. And I'm sorry, you can tell me what you want. I know Russia, supply chain, Ukraine,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's got to be price gouging going on.
There's something going on.
Yeah, there's got to be price gouging, because there's no way that the price just suddenly jumps like that.
Man.
And I know the governor's looking into it. I hope he doesn't just look into it. I hope he finds some accountability there. Yeah. Because for me, it's a struggle. And I got jobs. I think about folks that are on a fixed income, or people that have, low wage jobs,
or small businesses.
Right.
That serve up food, that got to cook.
How do you suddenly quadruple your budget to keep the lights on?
Yeah, something's not right there.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Something's not right. And it's the kind of something that, we talk about unhoused people. Again, that's another thing that can drive you right out your house. Oh, do I freeze, or do I pay my rent?
Right.
What shall it be? Yeah. So we have a lot of challenges, and I think that's one that is going to have to be addressed. Either some kind of subsidy for folks.
Right.
Or reining in these gas and these utilities. Honestly, they're supposed to be public utilities, right? So why are you gouging us?
That's
like
what I'm
that?
saying. I don't know. Like, are you passing cost on to us? Are you like raising the prices based on forecasting? Like, is there really a tangible explanation for the increase? I don't know if it's, you know how the stock market is, right? You hear some businesses, the CEO stepping down and then the stock plummets, but there's no real tangible reason for them doing things. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the issue, one of the issues I always, like to look at too. I mean, when you talk about what's affordable, what's not affordable, and the positions that our local lawmakers take, right? Thinking about the city council right now, they're fighting about should redistricting be handled by the state or should it be handled on the city level? Is who has the ear of lawmakers, right? And so I keep saying, and I'm pretty sure it will never happen, but I keep saying that developers and police associations should not be allowed to donate to political campaigns, at least not locally, because to me, it's a conflict of interest. Number one, you're supposed to be protecting and serving, but now we know you are down with Trump or down with Caruso, or you know what I'm saying? So are you now undermining Biden, undermining Mayor Bass? And then when it comes to developers, if a developer is giving me a whole bunch of money for my campaign, am I going to make the best land use decisions on behalf of my constituents?
I don't understand. That's a huge conflict of interest. That's what got Weezar in trouble. You know, that is even possible to even converse with city officials on that level and to be able to donate or exchange money. I feel like it's a problem for the Los Angeles Police Department Foundation to have private donors of big corporations to donate to fund the police department in itself, because they can set the agenda for LAPD. I feel like that's a conflict of interest.
That's a huge conflict of interest.
And it's definitely a conflict of interest that any business that the police do in our day-to-day, like such as issue citations, those funds should not be it should not be integrated into their budget at all. Right, they should not have an incentive to give people citations with the hopes of those revenues going into their budget, because that's also a seemingly big conflict of interest. So I think that the law enforcement and the developers definitely you can see how that plays out in some of our big issues that we have in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because we saw it in Ferguson, right, where the police department budget was entirely supported by ticketing poor black people.
Right.
And it's the same thing with this forfeiture where they seize your property. We see where now the San Bernardino sheriffs are working with the FBI to seize cannabis money, legal cannabis money, because those cannabis companies cannot use regular banks because it's still federally illegal. So when they're transporting cash, San Bernardino sheriffs are grabbing that money. Then they give it to the FBI because it's against the law federally. The FBI can seize that money, keep it, and then split it with the sheriffs. And that's something that's been going on here locally, which is like it's almost like they're jacking the legal cannabis dealers.
It sounds like a shakedown.
Right.
You know, like I pull somebody over, what $10,000, but it was really 20. You know,
exactly.
Like you've seen the movies.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, why not take those monies and donate them into, social conditions that are in the community, that are plaguing the community.
I mean, I said because I'm thinking if those money, all the money you made from pulling people over went to Measure J type initiatives, I bet you the ticketing would slow way down. Okay, all of this is going to go into diversity and inclusion. Oh, you know what? I don't feel like giving a ticket today.
That's what I'm saying. A conflict. It's a conflict.
We got Ron from Richmond. Ron from Richmond, you're going to start with me now, but you may have to finish your point on the other side of news, traffic, and sports. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Real quick, I didn't know you had a guest this morning, Dominique, so I'm going to be serious. Yeah, you said that straight jacket. That reminded me of J.D. on that Ice Cube album. He said that, and I just thought about that real quick. Happy Friday. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know you had a guest this morning, so I'm gonna keep it serious.
You don't have to be
sorry.
serious. This is Sherri.
Yeah.
She's almost.
Hello, Sherri. How you
She's
doing?
a regular
Good.
contributor. She's like a co-host.
I don't bite.
We're not.
Okay.
We don't suddenly get serious. In fact, we
It's
might
all
get
good. Much
goofier
love.
when Sherri gets here.
It's all good. Much love from the Bay Area, man. Dominique, that's the homegirl, out of Frisco, so I got to call, show her that Bay love. That's how we do it up here, so, yeah, she get that always. But, yeah, real quick, just wanted to send my condolences out to Emmitt Smith on the passing of his father, and also my man from De La Soul that we lost too, man, icon, hip-hop icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, two heavyweights right there, so my condolences, love, and prayers, and Dominique, yeah, I want to talk about your video. Not talk bad. Like this here's a good thing. You was on Instagram Live not too long ago. You was all sexy, putting your lipstick on and everything for your guests.
I was?
I was like, go on, Dominique, with your bad self. You was looking good that day. I was like, ooh, wee.
I wonder who my guest was. Was I trying to floss? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, but I do be on Instagram Live sometimes, and we're always on YouTube now every morning. But Ron from Richmond, you want to stay with me for a sec? I got
sure,
news,
no
traffic, and sports. All right, I appreciate you. It's Sherri Bell and Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Parents are furious after a fake memorial was set up for a 13-year-old black student with autism at a middle school in South Los Angeles, even though he's still alive. The boy's mother spoke at a news conference Thursday.
I'm outraged that someone targeted my son. My son he don't bother anyone. He's just such a sweet boy.
Somebody set up a memorial for the boy at Bethune Middle School earlier this month. Well, household debt is at a record high. New data released Thursday by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows household debt in the U.S. hit a record $16.9 trillion during the fourth quarter of last year. It also shows Americans' credit card balances are at record levels and rose over 6% during the quarter to $986 billion. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Southern California Edison wants you to know that downed wires are dangerous. Never approach or touch a downed wire or anything in contact with it. Stay away and call 911. Stay alert, stay safe. Learn more at sce.com/stay safe.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers rolled into the NBA All-Star break with an impressive win at Phoenix. They beat the Suns by 9, 26 points each from Paul George and Terrence Mann. The win moved the Clippers into the 4th spot in the Western Conference. The Clippers are 9-4 in their last 13 games. As part of All-Star Saturday in Salt Lake City, Grambling will play Southern at 1 p.m. in the NBA HBCU Classic. Both schools will receive $100,000 from the NBA and AT&T. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by Original Taco Pete.
Aaron at Original Taco Pete's. Come in today for our tasty seasoned black taco. We're at 3272 West Slauson off Crenshaw, or call 323-348-4441.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I was able to speak with Kate Luzio, former banking executive and now owner of Luminary, who partnered with Chase for this tour. She makes it her business to build community for business owners.
Yeah, so I was a banker for 20 years before I decided to become an entrepreneur. 7 of those years were actually at JP Morgan Chase. One of the biggest things that I had going into my entrepreneurial journey was a big background in banking.
So what advice are you giving business owners looking for financial backing today?
So Chase brings in so much knowledge and the opportunity to understand what financial tools are out there for business owners to build, grow, and scale their business. A lot of business owners will say, well, I need to get a loan immediately. Well, you wouldn't just lend money to your friend if you didn't know why they needed it. I tell every business owner, you need a business plan, you need financial projections, you need a banker. Because you have to start building a relationship with a banker so that they get comfortable with how you're going to build that business and so that they can eventually support you in different ways.
Makes sense. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Aisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
Tune in to More Than That with Gia Peppers live this Sunday at 4 p.m. or wherever you listen to podcasts. This episode of More Than That is brought to you by Bounty, the quicker picker.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
KBLA Talk 1580 is teaming up with LA County Justice Care and Opportunity Department, along with Supervisor Holly Mitchell, to bring you a healing space, well-being, creative expression, and connection as acts of resistance. This event will take place Sunday, February 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. at Irvin Magic Johnson Park, 905 East El Segundo Boulevard in Los Angeles. All are welcome and it's absolutely free.
There will be mental health support, interactive art, an expungement clinic, kids programming, emotional support, animal services, writing workshops, health screenings, dance classes, and employment opportunities. Join us for healing circles, free food, and 3 DJs so you can dance all day long.
It's a healing space and so much more. Sunday, February 19th at Irvin Magic Johnson Park. For more info, visit jcod.lacounty.gov. Healing together with the LA County Justice Care and Opportunities Department, Supervisor Holly Mitchell, and KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I appreciate you today and every day, and today is Friday, TGIF. Sherry Bell is with me. She's a contributor. She actually comes in regularly, and we so appreciate you. Labor organizer and an activist. Ron from Richmond, want to let you land, and then we're going to meet a new friend.
All right. I appreciate that. You know, I'm trying to be friendly. That's all I'm trying to do, people. That's all I'm trying to. Man, I can't believe Ice-T turned 65 years old this week. Yo.
Well, hip-hop is 50, so folks got to be getting old. I mean, not me, though.
For real.
I don't, not me. But everyone else has to.
That's crazy. I was just bugging off of that there. Shout out to Ice-T. That was so sweet. His daughter, I read on Twitter, his daughter wished him a happy birthday. So that was pretty cool right there. So
yeah, she's probably 50.
Big ups,
so.
Big ups to Ice-T, man. And, Dominique, I wanted to ask you, you might have heard about the new mayor that just took over Oakland. She fired the brother, the police chief up here.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. Yeah, she's the first Hmong American to be mayor. She's an Asian American, and she fired the police chief. But Oakland's been through something like 7 police chiefs in 7 years.
Wow. Yes, it's a lot going on right there. It's a lot going on.
So
right
I
there.
mean, I see you framed it as she fired the brother. So is that how the community's receiving it, as like, you know, the African American a front on African American officials? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my mom, she's 82 years old. Yeah, she wasn't too happy about that. She was sitting there fussing at her TV, everything. So
yeah, I've heard something like that from some of my
just crazy
friends
I don't know
in Oakland. But thanks for sharing what's going on in the Bay. That's always helpful, and it's always great to hear from you, Ron.
Always good to hear from you, Dominique. I appreciate you taking my calls. You know, I always got love for you, and you got my support. Always, no matter what. Keep up the good work, man. Shout out to Tavis, the whole KB, let me get it right, KBLA crew. Y'all keep doing your thing. Much love from the Bay Area, always.
Appreciate you. Well, Ron called 800-920-1580, and you can too. But first, we're going to meet a new friend. She's the founder, president, and executive director of Mini Therapy Horses. She says she started out pretending to be a horse as a kid in Wisconsin, painting realistic horses after she graduated from California Institute of the Arts, and then started competing in dressage at international levels. She's always known about the magic of horses, and now she's helping horses help others since 2008 when she established Mini Therapy Horses. Victoria Nodiff-Netanel, welcome. Miss Nodiff-Netanel, are you there? Hello? Oh, seems like we've lost her. Well, hopefully we will get her on the Mini Therapy Horses. One of the things we're really excited about at a healing space, Irvin Magic Johnson Park, I think one Mini Therapy horse is going to be joining us. Do we have Miss Nodiff-Netanel? No. Okay. So apparently we lost her. Hopefully we'll get her back on, because excited to hear how that works. Like, how does a horse do therapy? Not really sure. But hopefully we'll get her back on. Of course, I'm talking about a healing space at Irvin Magic Johnson Park and Recreation Center. That's 905 East El Segundo Boulevard in L.A., and it's from 12 to 4 on Sunday, so after church. Free music, free food, like grocery boxes given away, but also meals, live DJs. I've got stuff for the kids, a bounce house, face painting in the kids' corner. I mean, poetry classes, spoken word, a band. It's going to be...
Take advantage.
Yeah. That's true, because sometimes when we do get free services and things in the community, it seems like, I always feel sad when I'm there, because I'm going to be there, and not enough folks show up.
Mm-hmm.
When I know people need free food, and they need to get their records expunged, and they need a break from their kids so they can get in the bounce house.
You just got to, hopefully the word free will bring the people. So, if you're listening, FREE.
FREE, yeah, that's a good word. Okay, well, we're going to jump to another new friend. She is actually the lead animal behavior for an organization called Wolf Connection. She oversees the socialization, rehabilitation, and training of rescued wolf dogs, and working with the human pack on how to be present with the wolves. Renee Alfero, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on today.
Thanks for coming on. Look, I have a dog and I'm an animal lover, but wolves seem scary. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, all of us were taught to be scared of them, from our childhood stories. But the reality of the matter is, wolves were the first animals that we co-evolved and coexisted with, even before horses. I mean, that's why we have the dogs we have today. But as society shows, things that we don't fully understand, or, when fear is involved, we tend to chastise them, and put them in bad stories.
Or just, yeah, right.
Or a human,
So you think the wolves are being stereotyped?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here changing and rewriting the history of that, but bringing healing and therapy through the original, animal that we evolved with into the humans we are today.
I must say that you sound like my kid right now. He's forever showing me like pictures of wolves hugging and wolves, nuzzling each other, and this sort of behavior that wolves do that I would have never thought they would do.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of scientists look at, our evolution with wolves is a lot of our behaviors today. We live in communities and villages and in family, collaborations, and we work as teams. We adopted a lot of behaviors from wolves. Technically we're apes, but you don't see a lot of apes doing those kinds of behaviors
So
together.
we're apes with pet wolves is what you're saying.
Well, hi, this is Sherri here. I just want to learn a little bit more about your effort in how do wolves provide therapy to people.
absolutely. Yeah. So Wolf Connection, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We rescue and rehabilitate captive bred wolves and wolf dogs that most of them were sold as pets or part of roadside attractions or backyard zoos. The majority of them have received some level of trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, and they can never go back into the wild. And so we are a forever sanctuary for them, and we pair our animals as they go through their rehabilitative process and find a pack of their own. We do youth empowerment programs and just overall human empowerment. So we work with continuation schools, probation schools, camps, foster care, women veteran programs, you name it, you know. And then if you look at it, really, who of us isn't at risk of life, you know, and receiving some kind of trauma? So when people come out to our ranch out here in the Angeles Forest, you know, it's a very magical land that is the wolves' home. And the moment you step foot onto the ground and you hear the pack howl in unison as a welcome, you get this chill of this very primal, ancient bond that is getting rekindled within you, deep into your heart and into your soul. And so we pair, you know, these different programs we do and visits and guests coming with the wolves and learning through their stories. You know, they all have a story of what their past and history was, how they were forced to be in a box or forced to live a life that doesn't fit them, or in some cases, a lot of the wolves forced to be a dog, you know, and that doesn't work. And so they connect with people that come and they can recognize, oh, I know what that's like to be. I know what it's like to not have a safe home. I know it's like to not have a roof over my head or be loved by the person who's supposed to care for me. And they identify with the different levels of trauma and past that these wolves have gone through, and then they can see, okay, so I've had this happen in my life and I'm struggling with it, you know, and I don't have the support, I don't have a pack maybe, but look at this incredible, magical, powerful being that has been suppressed its whole life, yet it's coming up by its choice to come say hi to me in the most gentle, kind way and to let go of the past of its own abuse or neglect. Maybe that's something I can do.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, when you put it that way, no, but I mean, there's so many things that you said that kind of stuck with me. Like, I didn't know there was such a thing as a backyard zoo. I know that people do incredibly dumb things with animals, like, oh, I'm going to have a wolf or a lion as a pet. You know, I know people do that, but I didn't know there was such a thing as a backyard zoo or people trying to make a wolf be a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of us humans, you know, we're so suppressed by, you know, our systems and technology these days and trying to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, yet we're missing out on what our true beings are, you know, being in the healing power of animals and nature and actually being present with one another. You know, instead of competing about what's my title or what's my salary or what have I achieved in my life is, no, I just want to see who you are and what your heart is. And that's what the wolves see the moment they see you. And that's what they challenge you to get into that deeper zone when you're in the presence of them. You know, as humans go through life constantly trying to control everything. You know, that's why people get pet wolves or pet lions or whatever it is, you know, to try to control something wild. And sometimes that's because it's a desperation because we want to rewild ourselves.
So, go ahead, Sherri.
Well, that sounds fascinating, and I don't think about wolves being native to California like that and having an active population, but I do wonder, like, how more dangerous wolves are than, like, you know, regular dogs, you know, like the safety factor. But
yeah, you know what? Wolves are actually naturally non-confrontational species. You know, it's a lot of bluff game that they do in the wild, trying to protect their pups or protect their pack, but they really don't want to hurt someone or get hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Because then they can't go fend and take care of their pack, right?
Well,
and when we overbreed dogs and inbreed them, that's where you start getting aggression and, you know, triggers and unbalanced behaviors. Not saying a wolf can't, but, I mean, look at us humans, how unbalanced we can be, you know?
Right. Well, I really just want to thank you for sharing, you know, this information, but also for being a part of a healing space on Sunday where, you know, off in this Magic Johnson Park is so huge, off in a space, there will be a Wolf Connection will be there. and you'll be able to see and understand more personally and viscerally what Renee Alfero is talking about. And if you want to find out more, you could go to wolfconnection.org, wolfconnection.org. Renee, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so looking forward to meeting you all on Sunday, bringing our ambassador wolves, Wiley and Gemma. We're really looking forward to meet anybody that wants to come by and say hi.
All right, looking forward to it as well. We've got more. You know how we do it. I'm Dominique DiPrima. She's Sherri Bell, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know Rihanna did not get paid for her Super Bowl halftime performance? Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. As you may know, on Super Bowl Sunday, Barbados' own Rihanna, aka Robin Fenty, put on a 13-minute performance during the Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl game. During her now viral halftime show, she shocked the world by confirming she's expecting her second baby with boyfriend A$AP Rocky. News quickly began to circulate that she didn't get paid for the performance. Well, truth is, no artist ever gets a check for performing at the Super Bowl. By Tuesday, following her performance, her Spotify streams received a 640% boost. She did get paid. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, lendistry.com/KBLA today.
Did you know that California has the first in the nation task force to study reparations for African Americans? The work of the task force is to examine and recommend to the state legislature potential remedies of compensation, rehabilitation, and restitution for African Americans, with a special consideration for the descendants of persons enslaved in the United States. The task force has been hosting public hearings across the state to create awareness and educate the public. Be part of history and join them for public comment from 9 to 10 a.m. on March 3rd and 4th in Sacramento at the next Reparations Task Force meeting. For more information, visit the California Department of Justice website at oag.ca.gov. That's oag.ca.gov. Or you can send them an email from the website. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The U.S. premiere of the official Bob Marley One Love Experience has arrived in Los Angeles. Open now through April 23rd at Ovation Hollywood on the corner of Hollywood and Highland. The 15,000 square foot immersive experience opens up the world of Bob Marley like never before and features the entire Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Bob Marley archive. A One Love force that takes fans on a trip to Jamaica in a multi-sensory environment. A silent disco that lets fans groove out to a curated playlist, previously unseen photos, and rare memorabilia. Exclusive art from Mr. Brainwash, The Postman, Camo Works, and Idiot Box. And can't miss photo ops. Don't miss the opportunity to celebrate one of the world's most beloved and unifying musical figures. Tickets start at $20 plus fees and are available at BobMarleyEXP.com. That's BobMarleyEXP.com. Get your tickets today.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth.
Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Okay, that's right. All that and a few other things. Check it out, KBLA1580.com. If you missed one of the shows that you wanted to hear, and we've been having some great ones lately, if you missed Attorney Jaya Person-Lin yesterday, we were breaking down some stuff he was about, what's happening with the houseless and the sheriff's declaration that he's going to eradicate sheriff gangs. You can find it wherever you get your podcast. You could also find it on our app. There's a button that says podcast. If you're trying to see us on YouTube, get our app, put it on your phone. There's a button that says KBLA TV. Push that, it'll take you right to YouTube. So, and you, of course, you can find Sherri at Sherri De La Ghetto on Instagram. Instagram. I'm at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. Okay, so I already introduced her because I was confused about who was going when. But this is the founder, president, executive director of Mini Therapy Horses. She founded this back in 2008 because she wanted to take her passion and her love of horses and use it to help others. And so she started Mini Therapy Horses. Victoria Nodiff-Netanel, welcome.
Yep. Thank you so much for inviting me today to share our mission and to say how excited we are to be part of a healing space on Sunday.
Well, we appreciate you being part of it.
Yes. Hello, Victoria. Sherri here. Nice to have you here on this morning.
Thank you, Sherri. So happy to be here.
So, I mean, first of all, tell us, what is a mini horse? I don't think most of us have even experienced a mini horse.
Sure.
How little are they? What do they look like? Where do they come from?
Our mini horses are very small. Mini horses are the smallest horse breed. There's some people always think they're baby horses or ponies, but they're actually their own breed. And mini horses are 34 inches and under from their top of their shoulder. It's like at the end of by their withers, which is at the end of the mane. They measure them down to the ground, like all horses. That's how all horses are measured. But minis are so small, they're measured in inches. So most of our minis are only 29 inches high. And they're a fantastic
I'm laughing because it sounds so cute. It just sounds cute.
They're adorable. They're beautiful. I have 10 miniature horses, and they're all different colors and all different temperaments, but they're all wonderful healing animals.
I was today years old when I found out there was a such thing as a mini horse, so this is news to me. I'm going to have to Google this, Google image.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are very shocked by their size and can't figure out what they are. And when they realize that they're full-grown horses at that size and how accessible they are to cuddle and hug and all of that, they're go into a different space because it's such a different type of animal.
Yeah, I mean, is that something naturally occurring, or is it something that was created? That was bred to be littler and littler.
Yes, great question. Many horses were bred down. Like the timing is argued about, but it's at least 400 years ago to be this size from smaller horses, and they say some Shetland in there, but they really wanted the horse temperament because they're a bit sweeter than ponies, so they were bred down very long time ago. And some people even say they were around during Egyptian times, so it's really varied where they say they originated.
Wow. Well, this sounds like a really great effort that a lot of kids, around where I grew up in South LA, would probably just love to see these cute little horses and, never get a chance to see them. So I just wanted to know, how does your organization help reach, underrepresented communities that have access to this type of wildlife, because it sounds like a great thing that as a child I would have loved to, be able to see.
Well, you are absolutely correct. And we have so many different types of programs in Mini Therapy Horses that reach out. We get requests all the time for different events. And we also are part of a program called the Sheriff's Youth Foundation, where children are bused from all different locations over LA to, we actually meet at one of the sheriff's stations, and we bring volunteers and horses, and we have a whole program where kids learn about the horses, grooming. They get to even walk the horses. They learn how to do tricks with them. They just can hug and cuddle them and see what that really feels like to be in all different ways to interact with these little horses. So we also go to LA Family Housing. We go to DCSF, helping children. Yeah, so we go all in Monterey Park. So we go all over helping kids and adults. We've been with the Veterans Hospital for 14 years. Every Monday we visit with veterans, including the lockdown psychiatric wards, and it helps veterans so much to interact with these horses. I mean, people think that just kids are interacting with them, but actually they have so many benefits, healing benefits with the veterans, especially in those difficult situations.
Yeah, no, that sounds really exciting and really interesting and
really cute.
Really
cute. I think I need that therapy. I want to thank you, Victoria, so much. You'll be out there with us on Sunday at Magic Johnson Park.
We can't wait to be there and share our horses and be part of this really awesome event that reaches out to the Black and brown community and other communities of color. So we're really excited to be there for everyone and share our horses and our mission.
If you want to find out more, you could go to minitherapyhorses.com, minitherapyhorses.com, or just come by Irvin Magic Johnson Park on Sunday between 12 and 4. Victoria, you will be there with your little full-grown little guys. Thank you.
With Black Pearl and Penelope and maybe Blue Moon.
Oh, wow. Can't wait to meet them and you.
Don't want to miss it.
Thank you for the great work you're doing, too.
Thank you so much.
It's the brand new Justice, Care, and Opportunities Department. I guess that's the care part. And Supervisor Holly Mitchell and all of these amazing partners doing a healing space for you. It's free. Sherry Bell, thank you so much for coming in today.
Time flew by. Thank you so much. It's been a blast.
This is KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.